Hi guys, in this lecture you will be learning the abstract classes. So first of all, what is the abstract classes and why we are using the abstract classes? The abstract classes are the such classes which have not any object. We cannot instantiate these classes. These classes are just a model or a sketch. And why we are using the abstract classes? When we need a class hierarchy, or in other words you need to derive one or more classes from a base class, then you will make the base class as the abstract class, because we don't need any object of the base class. We will only need the data of the base class, and we will make the derived class, and all the data of the base class is inherited to the derived class. Let's start. Here is the person class, and here I'm gonna declare the data member and the function of this class, and then we will make two derived classes of this person class. One is student and the second one is employee, and all the data is accessible into the derived classes. We will make this class as the abstract class. Here first of all I'm gonna declare the data members of this class. Here I'm gonna write string name, and then here I'm gonna declare the function of the classes void set name, and here I'm gonna define this function. Here when the argument is pass string n, so the name value is set to the n. And now I'm gonna make some other functions that are the abstract functions. These functions are not used in this class. Their implementation is not declared here. These functions are inherited in the derived classes. So here I'm gonna make it abstract, and then void and start study, and here is the semicolon. This function is inherited into the student class, and here I'm gonna make another function for the public, and public, this function is for the employee class, start working. So here are these functions. Spelling mistake. There is an error because this error says that we need to make this class abstract. Here is abstract, so these errors are removed. Because why we make this class abstract? Because we don't need any object of this class. We will need all this data in the derived classes. Here I'm gonna derive a class whose name is student. Here is the student class, and I'm gonna create another class whose name is employee. So here is the employee and student class, and this is an abstract class. Now I'm gonna make the student class as the child class of the person class. Here is the extent person. So now what is the error? This error says that we need to import all the functions, all the unimplemented functions that is in the person class. So when we click on it, so here it implement all the functions of the person class. Here I'm gonna remove this and name it personal. It contains the personal info, and here I'm gonna remove this function and click on it, when you make a abstract class, so then you will need to implement all the functions that is in the abstract class in the base class. And here are the functions, and we can use these functions. These are the overridden functions. And here I'm also gonna extend this class, extends person. So now here, what is the error? Here we need to implement all the functions of the base class. So here are the functions, and here in these functions we can write our code that is related to the employee class. Here I'm gonna make an object in this class. Here I'm gonna make employee e1 and is equal to new, and then semicolon. And here I'm gonna declare a data member string n. It's just a temporary data member. And now here I'm gonna give it the value name is equal to 9 here. So here is the values of the data members, and you can also use these functions in the class. What you need to do, just call the functions like any other function in the simple class. But here I want to tell you another thing. Here you can see that when we call the functions like this, start study, so it's just a simple call. But here I want to tell you another thing. Here you see that every person have the name. If you want to set the name of the person or the name of the employee, so we can use this function that is the common for both of these classes. You can write like this. Here is the e1 dot set name, and you can pass the string. Here I'm gonna write Fahad. So now here you can see that it is pass here, but here I'm gonna make another function that is the get function. It return the name. Here is the get, here is the string. So now we can also print out. Here I have set the name of this employee using the function that is in the base class. And now I'm gonna use the function in the base class and get the name of the employee. Here I'm gonna write sys out, and here e1 dot get name, so it is printed on the screen. Here we don't need any argument, so let's render it. So here Fahad is printed because this function, this statement set the name, this function print out the name. So here I'm gonna revise all the lecture why we are using the abstract classes. When we need to derive more than one classes of a base class, so then we need to make the abstract class of the base class. All the data of the base class is inherited in the derived classes, and the functions that are common in both classes, we must need to make these functions as the abstract classes, so these functions are overridden in the derived classes. So then we are able to use these functions with the objects like here. Then the functions that are general functions that are not inherited in the derived classes, we need to define those functions in the base classes like this, and then we will use the object of the derived classes and then call these functions that is in the base classes. So this is the abstract class. I will see you in the next lecture, that is about polymorphism. Let's see what is the polymorphism in next lecture. If you have any problems, so kindly add the discussion on Udemy. I will help you as much as I can. Thank you for watching this video.